Welcome all, just getting set up. Hope you're all ready for Christmas. Just thought I would get one more live in just before the holidays. So we're just going to see what freight and that comes through today. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Hope you're all ready for Christmas and bits and pieces tomorrow. So we thought we would get one more stream in for the day tomorrow. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Christmas Eve live from Peterborough Train Station. So this afternoon we are just going to see what comes through passenger and freight and see what happens. As always, guys, please do get involved in the chat. Let me know what's coming through. Because like I say, we all can get involved. So please do get involved. Please do drop some follows, subscribe, all the free stuff. All sincerely appreciated. We have got is that a Freightliner and a DB cargo to the middle right of your screens. I don't think they're doing anything today, but nonetheless we'll keep an eye out. We have got some lights in the distance now coming our way. Oh, sorry guys, didn't mean to knock you. Good afternoon everybody who is joining, or should we say now joined. We are live from Peterborough Train Station. We're currently facing north, and we're just going to see what rolls in and what rolls out today for a little while. As always, guys, please do the free stuff. Follows, likes, subscribes, all the free stuff. So we are streaming on TikTok and YouTube. So a man's doing two things at once. Well, in fact, actually, I'm doing four things. One, I'm talking to you whilst watching both screens. Secondly, I'm streaming on two devices on two different platforms. And third, I'm trying to interact with each of you guys on whichever platform. And I'm also taking pictures. So 4 things at once. That's not really too bad a going, I don't think. So please do get involved. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're up to. So let's just invite some people. So just bear with, guys. Inviting a few people. There we are. I don't know if that DB Cargo and Freightliner is doing anything today. Of course we don't know. So we will just have to wait and see to see if they move. But the direction you're facing north. However, anything from the east and the west will come through this way. This line is predominantly, cool, what a good word for a Christmas Eve afternoon. Predominantly is used by LNER. Of course, the company after what we heard at Huntingdon a few months ago. So they go from London, mainly King's Cross, right the way through to Leeds, North Yorkshire, up the east coast, and eventually into Scotland, Edinburgh. I do go quiet, guys, please don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything from the south coming. Of course, from the south and the southeast, from Felixstowe Docks is where all the containers come from, the port of Felixstowe. And of course they can contain as good as anything. Occasionally you do get aggregate come through here from quarry to quarry. Asphalt, stone, rock. So as I mentioned, an LNER service to the north. So Peterborough, for those who don't know, it is quite a popular spot for those train spotters. Like I say, it's not just a passenger, it's the freight that come through. And above all, you just don't, well, I don't actually know what's coming through because I'm using two devices, so I can't actually look at the timetable. So if anybody goes on real-time trains and looks for the freight, please let me know what's coming through. Come and get involved. In the comments, just let me know what's going where and when. Doesn't have to be just freight either. After the Christmas period, we will try and do some more frequent lives for you from Peterborough, RAF Lakenheath, Mildenhall, Coningsby. So 9 times out of 10 we could be anywhere live streaming anything within reason. So if you're watching on TikTok, please do drop a follow, and if you're watching on YouTube, please drop a subscribe. All free stuff to do, and when I go live wherever I may be, I am the Lord of the Dance, said he. You will know where I am and what's coming up. Like I say, it's not just one thing. We don't do that niche thing here. We do whatever, whenever. As long as it's all above board and we're not breaking any laws. And here we are. Can't watch, it's almost upside down. David, thanks for letting me know. Hang on 2 secs. What about is that any better? Excellent. Let me just tilt you forward a little bit. David, thank you for that. Much appreciated. I just hope those who are watching on telly can also see it. David, whereabouts are you watching from? Let me know whereabouts you're watching from. The States, Tennessee. David, hello, welcome. Pleasure to have you here, sir. pleasure to have you here. I was watching some bits on YouTube of some of the freight trains actually in Tennessee, in your part of the world, over the last couple of days. And yeah, compared to ours, they are fairly monstrous, aren't they? They really are. I know I keep saying it, guys, but any follows, subscribe on YouTube, please do the free stuff. I film trains around the city. David, let me drop you. Right, David, what I'll do is when I finish the stream, I will what I'll do, David, can you shout my 6-year-old daughter watching you? It's called Evie. Did I say that right, Evie? David, thank you. I will do the same to you once I finish the stream, my friend. But welcome. Welcome, welcome. Truck driver Tom, please do drop a follow. Truck driver, thank you very much. So just to say, guys, if you're wondering who I'm talking to, I am actually, as a man, doing more than one thing at the same time. I've got YouTube live streaming. I've got TikTok live streaming. I've got chat on YouTube with Dave from Tennessee. On TikTok, we've got truck driver Tom watching with his 6-year-old daughter, who absolutely loves trains. So you guys are in the best spot, and you're probably in the warm. You're probably in the warm. Multitasking, absolutely, and to put the cherry on the cake, also taking photos as well. Kind of doing 4 or 5 things in one. So next time your beloved says to you, men can't multitask, just say, well, you know what? Going to be 70 here today and tomorrow. Cool. Warmer than it is here, my friend. Warmer than it is here. So as you've probably both and everyone who's watching has seen, obviously these sorts of things do cost money, and it all obviously comes out of my pocket. However, I still do not do subscription only lives on TikTok or YouTube. I keep it free. So I do keep it free. Evie, I can see a fast train now coming. So keep your eyes peeled. David Railfan, thank you for the star supporter. Evie, are you ready? Here we go, Evie. So you want to look to the middle right of your screens. You will see a red light. We're going to have a train come from that direction. Ivy, sorry. just heard a 66, but no, I didn't. Here we go, here it comes. It will be middle right of your screens. Now coming slowly into Peterborough. So this is actually Peterborough in Cambridgeshire. So to my right, we've got the whole train, and to my left is the East Midland Regional that goes from Norwich, Norfolk, all the way to Liverpool Lime Street. No, I do not work here, no. It's one of my favourite spots for live streaming and train spotting here. So there are a few spots in London I'm looking at going to in the new year. That's illegal here, and is it really? JJ, seriously, you can't just do train spotting as a hobby in the States, is that right? Oh, I never knew that. Never knew that. Well, Jojo, if you enjoy this sort of thing, please do hit the subscribe button for free. Now, we'll enjoy your live show. I have your notification. I'll see you again. Happy holiday. Absolutely, David, and to you, sir. So it's not just here at Peterborough we also go to RAF Mildenhall, RAF Lakenheath, of course, where our American friends are based. So we also live stream from the fighter base and Mildenhall. We also go to RAF Coningsby, so that's another spot as well. So it's not just trains. Ivy, another fast train coming to your right. Here it comes. I hope Ivy's still watching. So we're live streaming on YouTube and TikTok today. Here in Cambridgeshire at Peterborough Train Station. They call it the Central Gateway. Say from here, trains from the north and west and the northeast all funnel into here, and then they will continue their journey southeast or west. And it's a busy station for passenger and freight. And sometimes, just sometimes, you just get the unexpected come through. Completely random. That's never on the timetable. I can't see the timetable today because I'm live streaming with two devices. facing north is the better spot. Facing south, you'll only get the container freight from Felixstowe Port. But if you face this way, you generally get a mixture of everything. Jojo, whereabouts in the States are you from? Truck driver Tom, where are you guys on TikTok watching from? So far, Tennessee is the winner at the moment. Let's see who's the furthest. Train spotting itself is not illegal, but doing it from unauthorised areas such as on or immediately next to the train tracks is considered trespassing and is illegal in the States. Well, I didn't know that. Funny enough, Jojo, I'm actually from Norfolk in the UK. So we've just got a LNER service behind me now coming into the station. And I can see ahead of us. So if you look to the middle of your screens, you'll see passenger trains slowly approaching. I think by the look of the livery, I think that might be the cross-country service to Stansted Airport. So I stand to be corrected. I'd love to come to the UK. I'd actually love to go to the States. Now we've got an express coming through that's not stopping. Here it comes. Jojo, I wish I had the money, Jojo. You never know. Maybe if I find a rich billionaire on YouTube who sends me $1 billion's worth of gifts online, and who knows. But yeah, no, it's on the list. I do want to go to the States. So I do want to go to the States. So if anybody knows a billionaire who's got some interest burning a hole in their pocket, just send them my live, can you? And just tell them to drop me a gift. I really want to go to Scotland. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it's a lovely part of the world. It really is. If scenery and wildlife is your thing, for us here, that's definitely the place to go. So you'll see in a moment to my right LNER service, which is going to York. Thank you, JJ, much appreciated. So the LNER service to my right is now leaving, which is off to York. Train tracks, yes, we are at Peterborough Train Station. We are just seeing what comes through today, passenger or freight. So for those of you who are on TikTok and just joined on YouTube, we had a couple of people from the States join us, from Norfolk and Tennessee. I don't know which is furthest from here. I don't know if Tennessee is further or if Norfolk, Virginia, I don't know. If someone can tell me, that'd be great. And we also found out today that in the States, train spotting itself is not actually illegal, but doing what we do here in the UK on the platforms from a point of safety, that is actually classed as illegal in the States. Didn't know that till today. Didn't know that. To your right, we've got an LNER service to Newcastle. There's been quite a lot of sirens over that way today. So if you're watching on YouTube, please do give us a like, and if you're watching on TikTok, please double tap that screen to help me get the likes up on that live. So we do have some lights in the distance now coming towards us. So it'll be middle right of your screens. and it looks like an LNER service straight through. So we've got an express LNER now coming. And I was just looking south just to see if there was anything. Welcome to those who are joining on YouTube, and if you've scrolled across to us on TikTok, live streaming from 2 devices. Who would have thought that I would be able to stream from 2 devices for a man? How about that, everybody? A man doing more than one thing at once. As always, guys, if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, do go on to Freight Train Tracker, look to see what's coming through Peterborough, where it says station. Just type in Peterborough, and then it will bring up all the trains that are coming through with an expected pass time. And you can always let me know in the chat what's coming through and when. So please get involved. So coming from the south, we have got an express train now coming through. So middle right of your screens in a second. And that service is off to Hull. So welcome if you joined on TikTok or YouTube. We are live streaming on both platforms this afternoon, live from Peterborough Train Station, where we are just seeing what comes through and if there are any surprises this Christmas Eve coming through. It's not just trains that we live stream, also trains, planes, and I suppose we could do automobiles, but also live stream from RAF Coningsby, where the Eurofighter Typhoon is based. They are also the boys and girls that are scrambled should there be a threat to the UK, and would be ordered by the Prime Minister to eliminate a threat to the UK from an opposing aircraft should it be required. Also RAF Lakenheath and RAF Mildenhall. So we have plenty of different things for you guys to enjoy and watch. Also Stansted Airport, Luton Airport, in the new year. Well, it's only a week away, but eventually, like I say, we will be from Heathrow as well, so we can see the Airbuses come in and whatnot. So the train now in front of us is the East Midlands Railway service that goes from Liverpool Lime Street to Norwich, Norfolk. And the East Midlands Railway going the opposite direction is going to Lincoln. Josh, Merry Christmas to you, dude. Merry Christmas. And the sun has made an appearance, just as it's going to start to set in about an hour and a bit. Typical. Never mind. Never mind. As always, with this time of the year, things can be hard and difficult for many, and it becomes too much for some. And one message we do like to mention here and stress is that if at any time things are getting to you, please do phone charities like the Samaritans. You can text Shout. You can also go to your local A&E if things become too much for you. So whilst we're here at the railway, always just like to give out that personal message as well. Also, I will say, even though I will not be able, even though I don't reply straight away, my DMs are open to anybody who is struggling or do not know where to turn. Am I just a stranger on the internet? Yeah. Do I get it? Yeah. Trust me, there's a story behind myself as well. So I get it. So please, if you are struggling, anything that's worrying you at the moment, remember there are a number of charities you can ring. And if you are just looking for someone to talk to with no judgment, my DMs are open as well. I would rather you message me at 11 o'clock at night than not message me ever again. So whilst we're at the railway enjoying what we do, let's just remind everybody of the serious nature of it. If only that sun, you know what, there's a block of houses beside me, and if that sun was probably about half an inch tall higher, it would be getting me and keeping me warm. But no, there's a house in the way of the sun. So it's 10 to 3 in the afternoon here in the UK. If anybody can let me know where Santa is at the moment, just so I know where he is. So beside me, we've got a LNER service to Aberdeen. Which is just waiting to go. If anybody has any good spots for filming and photography of trains, etc. here in the UK, I'm all ears. I would like, let me know. Like I say, we're at one of the most popular here at Peterborough in Cambridgeshire. I believe Acton Main Line is a good spot. I believe Doncaster is a good spot. Whilst we can't do everything at once, because things cost money, just letting that. So there goes the LNER service. I'm guessing by the look of that train at the back, that obviously hit a bird by the claret, shall we say. Michael Littlejohns, hello, welcome. Whereabouts are you from? Whereabouts are you from? For those on YouTube or TikTok, whichever you're watching on, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. We have had Tennessee and Norfolk, Virginia today. So I am live streaming here at Peterborough, Cambridgeshire in the UK, and I've had people on the other side of the world watching. How about that? So in the comments, guys, let me know where you're watching from. The power of the internet. the signal leaving my phone to go up to satellite and down again. So the train to my left is going to Leicester. And we've got an LNER service beside me, just letting some passengers on and off. And that is going to be going to Leeds in Yorkshire, or Yorkshire, however you wish to have that pronounced. You may not see on the phone screens, but to the middle right there are two Class 66s, a Freightliner and a DB Cargo, I believe, which have been sitting there ever since I've been here. So, but you never know what is going to come through. 9 times out of 10 you do by the timetable, but sometimes you just get that little surprise. One thing I would like to do next year is live stream and have the actual Tesco train come through. Something I haven't seen. And you know, of all the years and years, I still haven't seen the Flying Scotsman. Every time it's been near me or whatever, there's always been something on that I can't make it for whatever reason. Just don't know what it is. So the Tesco freight train and the Flying Scotsman. So as I say, the train now to the right of me, going to Leeds, Yorkshire. It's all gone sort of eerily quiet now. I mean, behind me, the station, there's plenty of people about and what have you. So according to YouTube, we have been streaming for 61 minutes. 61 minutes. And I can see some lights in the very distance, which you guys on the phones would not see. And it's putting my eyesight and glasses to the test. Is that coming this way, or was it something else? So for those that don't know, Peterborough is like the central hub, if you will. It's a central hub because you have the trains from Birmingham come across to here and head down to London. You've got the trains from Scotland, Liverpool, Newcastle, Yorkshire. They all come into this way, Lincoln this way. And from the south especially is where you get the trains from like Ipswich, the stations from London. So it's kind of like a big roundabout here. Decide if you're going to go north, east, west, or south, or it depends where you're going to go. So to your right, middle right, we've now got an LNER service now approaching. So that will be going into London King's Cross. And it's using platform 1. They don't normally use platform 1. How about that? Yeah, they don't usually use platform 1, but they now are. So, and we have got an express train now coming through from the south. It will now be middle right of your phone or your screens. Here we go. So I just saw some train lights in the very far distance. I think are coming this way. So let's wait and see if my eyesight was correct. If it wasn't, I'd love to know what that bright light would have been. I think that is now coming this way. Question is, what is it other than a train? Let's have a look. So I think it's passenger. I think it's a passenger train. So this will be middle right of your screens now. Just coming under the bridge. So I think it's an LNER service. Yep, it's another LNER service. So this will be going down to London King's Cross station. So yeah, so that will be going down to London King's Cross. Guys, we have got our first freight train. Here it comes, guys. Middle right of your screen. Our first actual freight train. Middle right of your screens. What is she pulling? Here she comes. A class 66. That is one big freight train, which will now be heading down to Felixstowe. That will now be heading down to Felixstowe in Suffolk. So the freight train going nice and slowly through, heading down to the southeast of England, which for them on their route, thinking about it, is probably about 2 hours time it will be down there, depending on other passing and allowing passenger trains to have the right of way. You can hear the church bells in the distance. Anybody going to midnight mass? Gotta say, it's something I've never done on Christmas Eve. And I can see another train coming down from ahead. Again, it'll be middle right of your screens, and I am fairly confident this is a passenger train. Which it is. And it's straight through. With the pigeon on the front, which didn't make it. So to say, guys, in the new year we will be live streaming from RAF Coningsby, home to the Eurofighter Typhoon. They are the boys and girls that are scrambled should an opposing aircraft be of potential threat to the UK, with final orders from the Prime Minister. Should that situation, God forbid, ever happen. So Coningsby is a nice active base with a lot of regular training, so that's always good. It's always a good one. So I will be live streaming from there in the new year. RAF Leith, not too far from me, the 48 Fighter Wing. Also next door we've got RAF Mildenhall, our other American friends who have the Ospreys, the Stratotankers, and all the heavy planes, shall we say. And then we've got the civilian aircraft, Stansted, Luton, we've been to, and that we're going to start streaming from. And I do want to start Heathrow. So when we're at Heathrow, we can see the Airbuses and that coming over us. Got an express train to the middle right of your screen now coming from the south. So welcome everybody. If you've just joined us and you're watching us on either YouTube or TikTok, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. And of course, Merry Christmas. Let me know in the comments whereabouts you're watching from. On YouTube, we've had Tennessee and Norfolk, Virginia. Can that be beaten? In the comments, guys, let me know where you're watching from. Remember, it's not just trains that will be live streaming from. RAF Coningsby, Mildenhall, Lakenheath. So we've got the military bases that we'll be live streaming from. Luton Stansted, we've done that a little bit this year, and with that we've also got a radio so we can hear the pilots coming in and out, and also hear the tower and other bits and pieces, shall we say, at airports, which is all legal and it's okay to do. So that was an LNER service heading down to London King's Cross. So I've just realised that in the UK we've had the shortest day of the year, December 21st. So in theory, after a few days, not so much today, I'd probably say the 27th onwards, we should start to be gaining something like a minute of sunlight a day. Something like that, I think. So if you're new here, we are at Peterborough Train Station here in Cambridgeshire rather, shall I say. This is like the central hub for you to go north, south, east or west. It's a busy, frequent station with a number of services and train operators that use it, as well as freight. So it can be anything from tarmac to liquid to the containers from Felixstowe. Everything will come up and from around here. So please do drop some follows and subscribe on YouTube. It's all free to do. It is all free to do. I'm not asking for £100 worth of gifts. I'm just asking people to drop a follow or a subscribe on YouTube, just to help me grow the channels. And hopefully we can reach more people, and reach more people means we can do more things. So that we will have to keep our fingers and toes crossed. So like I say, it's not just trains on these platforms. There we go. Sorry, guys. On TikTok. I can smell hot dogs. So that's an NNER service. That would have came from London King's Cross. So it'll come from central London, and it will be going most probably up to Aberdeen. So it's literally from one end of the country to the other. Takes around 4 to 5 hours, depending on which service you get. Some stop a bit more frequent than others. You pay a little bit more, then you get the express train, and you get to miss out quite a few stations. So yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but I can smell hot dogs and I can smell burgers. But the funny thing is, there is nothing like that around here. So I'm not really too sure where that's coming from, in truth. Reese, how you doing, dude? You alright? So just to say, guys, hello, a good afternoon from Peterborough Station in Cambridgeshire, where we had a few hours spare today, and we are live streaming on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So welcome. Just played that. How'd you get on, mate? And so far, out of the two platforms, on YouTube, we have had a gentleman from Tennessee and Norfolk, Virginia, both watching over on YouTube. So we've got YouTube live streaming, we've got TikTok live streaming, you've got me talking a load of waffle, and I've also got a camera taking pictures as and when. So it's 3:25 here in the United States. Here in the UK, with the sun starting to set. Cheers for the likes, Reese. Cheers, dude. Remember, guys, if you're on YouTube as well, please do like the live over on YouTube. Liking the lives helps push them out a little bit more on the algorithms of the platforms. So hopefully we can reach more people. Reaching more people means a bigger audience. Hopefully people who have got an interest will come across the channel, and when we live stream from places like Coningsby, Lakenheath, Mildenhall, Luton, Stansted, Heathrow in 2026, where we're going to be filming the Airbuses come over us, and so much more. People say you have to have a niche. Not really. Sean's niche is whatever, whenever, within reason. And as long as we're not breaking any rules or regs, then we are okay. So for those who don't know, we will, in 2026, We will live stream from Coningsby, home of the typhoon. That is where the boys and girls are on 24 hours a day, 365 days a year alert. Should any opposing aircraft be a potential threat to the UK, that is where the boys and girls are scrambled from, and the final orders will come from the Prime Minister, God forbid, should a serious situation ever happen. Mildenhall, Lakenheath, your strata tankers, your cargo planes, you name it, from Mildenhall, they have it. The Ospreys, Lakenheath, the 48 fighter wing. So we've got those as well. Luton, Stansted Airport. And I did mention as well, we do have a radio which is legal before anybody jumps on it, where we have a radio where you can hear the tower, the pilots, the control towers, etc. So the train to my left, so that train is from Norwich in Norfolk, and that will be going all the way up to Liverpool Lime Street. That will now go to Nottingham, and then it will eventually snake its way through to the Lake District before going to Manchester, Stockport, that sort of area of the UK. Live is going laggy. Okay. If the live on TikTok is going laggy, everybody jump across to YouTube. Type in Sean Button, the content creator, in the search bar, and you will see the live over on YouTube. So we've got an express train, middle right of your screen now approaching, which is going down to London's King's Cross. Not too bad now. Yeah, maybe it's just a general signal, mate, I guess. So I'm just looking to the south. How was Slinks? Let's put it this way. He's not my best friend at the moment. Yeah, it was oh dear for him, put it that way. So for the people, if you've just joined on YouTube, hello, good evening here from Peterborough Train Station in Cambridgeshire. Please do drop a like, a thumbs up, and also please do drop a subscribe. It's all free to do, all free stuff, and it helps my channel and supports what we do. So we've got an East Midlands Railway to Peterborough now coming in. Okay, so yeah, what I will do is ask if I can use the Wi-Fi at the station next time. They let me use it once before, so maybe next time the Wi-Fi is the way to go. Failing that, if you want to jump across to YouTube and get those likes up and bits and pieces, feel free. Do, 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 do. So I'm just looking south, just trying to see if I can see anything. Not at the moment, there's a lot of people behind me. So the good thing is now the sun is starting to set here in Cambridgeshire. Making out the lights down the track is a lot easier. Now, unfortunately for you guys on the screens, you won't be able to see what I can see at the very, very, very tip of my eyesight, which is putting my glasses and eyes to the test, I will add. But it's when we've got some bright lights up here, it's just making it a little bit easier to see when there's actually something coming. So we do have a couple of different lights down there that have just appeared. So we've got 3 red lights. You can see the first one in the middle right of the screen, but there's one a bit further down and there's one in the far distance. Now there's actually 2 or 3 bridges here as well. I'm looking down through as well. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, but with the sun starting to set, it's making it easier to work out what's going on and when. Do, 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 do. So this is in Peterborough in Cambridgeshire. So Peterborough is effectively the kind of like a central hub It's where trains from north, south, east, west literally all funnel into, and then they will either go north, south, east or west. You get a lot of different traffic through here. A number of operators use this. Also freight as well. It could be liquids, solids, the containers from Felixstowe Port. You know, that anything like that can come through here. So yeah, and also, as you just said, the LNER services, they're the main ones that use Peterborough. As you know, they will go from London King's Cross mainly all the way up to Aberdeen, Edinburgh, that way. And to the right of the middle right of your screen, there is about to be an LNER service to my right, pull out of the station here. Which is going to Lincoln Central. Remember guys, please do drop some follows on TikTok. Please do drop some follows on TikTok and subscribe for free on YouTube. It just helps our channels grow and supports the work that we do. And to the middle right, you will now see the LNER service leave. So I'm just looking to the south just to see. Again, there's some more lights coming this way. I'm just trying to work out no, that's passenger. I didn't know if that might have been a class 66 freight train now approaching. But no, now I know. Whilst we're just waiting for the next couple of trains to come through in the very far distance. Please do drop some follows. Noel, thank you for that. Thank you for the follow. Whereabouts you watching from? What do I think about King Inside and Max Fricker? Can't say I'm surprised, really. In truth, where else is he going to go? Unfortunately, I think the Witches are going to do a Wimbledon, and unfortunately, due to money, they unfortunately are going to disappear to never be seen again. Only five, yeah, like I said to you the other day, only 5 teams. Like people said, it's a joke of a league, really. 5 teams isn't really a league, is it? So we've got some lights coming this way, everybody, in the middle right of your screens. So I'm just trying to work out passenger or freight. Yeah, exactly. That's what they may as well do. Just have one big league. No Prem or no Division 1, just have one league. So the train now appearing in the middle of your screen to the right, that is a East Midlands rail. So that train will have come from Liverpool Lime Street, Stockport, Manchester, Bolton, etc. to Sheffield, to Lincoln, to Nottingham, to here, and its final destination will be Norwich in Norfolk, the train you can now see. No, I didn't see that going to Coningsby. So I think that's a passenger train. Yep, that is a passenger train. It just surprised me really, because LNER don't normally go that slow for that long. Yes, one freight train has come through today. It was completely empty going back to Felixstowe. So when I say empty, had no containers on. So I would imagine that was obviously going back to Felixstowe to be loaded up, ready for Boxing Day onwards, I would imagine. So all the lights down in the distance have now gone to green and to amber. Only 5 jets went up at Lakenheath yesterday. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a mad day, really. I think everybody thought that. I think everybody thought that Lakenheath was going to be completely crazy and a really good day, but proved to be the complete opposite. That's happened a few times now. people think it's going to be completely crazy before a holiday or whatever, and it's going to the complete opposite. So yeah. Live has gone again. If it keeps playing up, mate, just go across to YouTube, because I'm on there as well. Okay guys, for those on TikTok, please go across to YouTube to the content creator, Sean Button, and carry on the live from over on YouTube. So for those on TikTok, please now go across to YouTube. So you found me on YouTube, mate. Good. Hopefully this one will be all right because I'm using the Wi-Fi on that one. Right, now I've got access to my other phone. Let's have a look and see what freight if any is coming through. So we've got around 12 minutes past 4. We've got a freight coming through, and at 25 to 5 and 16 minutes past 4. Okay, so we've got a few coming through, so let's just hold on for a bit. Okay, so we've got some freight on the way through. It's just going to be a case of waiting a bit until so we've got freight coming through at 12 minutes past 4, 17 minutes past 4, and 25 to 5. So in about 15 minutes time or so, we'll have a couple come through. do. There is a train right in the far distance. I can see the two lights and the cab light. And it hasn't moved for a long time. So you may have just seen the lights have all changed to green. Welcome to those here on YouTube, live from Peterborough Train Station in Cambridgeshire. Please do hit the subscribe button. It's all free to do. We have got some freight on the way through that we're just waiting for. Just checking these freight trains to make sure okay, so I think the first freight train, it's due to get here at 12 minutes past 4. Then it's got to sit here for 5 minutes and wait for the line to clear. I think it could be tarmac or stone it's pulling. Okay, so 12 minutes past and 16 minutes past. We should have some freight coming through. So we shall wait to see those come in and out. So we got about 10 minutes before the freight train turns up. So in the meantime, let's see what else we've got coming through here. Welcome to those who are watching. We are live from Peterborough Train Station in Cambridgeshire. So we've got a couple of freight trains on the way that we're gonna bring to you. And then that will most probably be our Christmas stream done for you. So just checking the timetable. In about 7 minutes. So the next 10 minutes, we should have 2 freight trains. So we will hold on for those. So as you can see, an LNER service. coming into Peterborough. And we've also got another one in front of us now coming in the middle of your screen. Let's just keep checking this timetable, because trust me, these change more times than I don't know what. Okay, so it's due here in 3 minutes. Platform 5 and platform 7. So I may as well turn you round now, because it's gonna come from over that direction. So just here it comes. So the freight train is now pulling into the station. And there should be another one in 5 minutes. next freight train should be here in 2 minutes. So we're now expecting 2 freight trains. One of them is already here. We're now waiting for one more. Okay, so this freight train is now departing. So the middle right of the bridge. Here it comes. And I think it's carrying stone. Here it comes. Right, and the next one should be any moment. Okay guys, I'm going to walk you down. Okay, so that's an empty freight train, guys, but not to worry. Just want to say thank you to everyone for watching today, and have a good Christmas, and see you after the Christmas break.